Hello and thank you for joining me. Today we have a awesome knife that was gifted to the channel. So just want to give a huge shout out to Robert. You know who you are. Now I met Robert at Trapper John's. It's a local knife shop here in San Antonio, Texas. They were doing their grand opening 1-year anniversary celebration. So I attended the show. Awesome time, a lot of awesome knives. And just a lot of great people there. Met some custom knife makers. Again, just a great time overall. But I was talking with Robert, and I mentioned that I'll be doing my fly fishing trip later this year, and that I was going to be picking up specifically one of these knives. And it turned out that he had two of these, and Robert was kind enough to, again, gift me this knife. So again, huge shout out to Robert. But I just really love the yellow. I love the MagnaCut steel, since I need a knife out there on the water that's rust resistant. So that's perfect for the MagnaCut. So really excited to get this out on the water and see how it performs. But this knife, as I mentioned before, has a MagnaCut steel blade. If you guys know the Sage 5, it's basically the same thing. It's just a lightweight version, but you still have that great drop point shaped blade. Full flat grind, so very slicey. Beautiful jimping on the top and the bottom, so you get that extra grip. And with this bi-directional grip, it's gonna hopefully perform very well with watery or slippery hands, which I love this texture. I think it's perfect for it. I do have a Native 5 lightweight with the LC200N steel, which performed great last year, but this one's gonna be really fun to mess around with. But I love yellow. Yellow is my favorite color. So really happy that the MagnaCut version lightweight comes in this color. I love the blacked out liners, clip, hardware. Basically just all blacked out other than the blade, which I kind of wish was a little bit darker, but more on that in just a bit. I do have a lanyard hole, which I don't really care for, but since I will be using this on the water, more than likely I will put that lanyard hole to use. You do have that famous compression lock by Spyderco. The liners are inset, so if I wanted to create some custom scales in the future, unfortunately I won't be able to, but I know they make some aftermarket scales for this knife already, so if I can find some of those websites, I'll link it down below in case you guys are looking for some custom scales for this knife. The action on this knife is beautiful. Reverse flick is fantastic. It is riding on bronze washers, but it's so smooth. I mean, you guys can see right there. Buttery smooth, which is usually what you get from Spyderco. So really happy that it has great action. Detent is set perfectly and no blade play. So this thing is crazy smooth, no blade play. So I'd say it's set perfectly. I'm probably not going to mess with it too much. However, the plan with this knife is to do some subtle custom touches to it. I don't know if I'll get it done before my trip, but I'd like to do a custom backspacer just because there's enough room there. And I think it would look really cool, especially if I use some fat carbon or some sort of carbon fiber to show that weave pattern in the material. And one thing I'd really love to do is etch and stonewash the blade. However, I haven't ever really etched and stonewashed MagnaCut, so I'm a little scared to do it because I really don't want to ruin the blade, especially if it gets pitted or something. Just like the LC200N I did on my Spidey Chef. I still regret doing that to that knife, but it's the price you pay when you experiment. Really hope that's not the case. And Robert showed me somebody who who etched and stonewashed their blade, and it turned out beautiful, which I hope that's going to be the case with mine. We're going to find out soon enough here what happens when you put this thing in ferric chloride. Another thing I'd like to create for this knife is a custom pocket clip. As you guys can see here, we have a wire clip, and when it comes to a wired clip, you have these two slots for the wire to sit into. You can see right here, perfect example. But my plan is to take whatever material I use for the pocket clip, whether it be fat carbon, carbon fiber or G10, which G10 works really good for pocket clips. I'm going to show you just really quick what I'm talking about here. I'm going to do my best to explain, but we'll use this custom scale that I'm working on here currently at the moment. But I'm going to create these slots right here on the underside of the pocket clip. So we're just going to pretend this is the pocket clip. Create those 2 slots. Then I'm going to take either brass or aluminum and create 2 little chunks that go into that slot or those slots. Then I'm going to glue them in, make sure they're really sturdy. But once the 2 pieces are inserted, just like this, they'll be sticking out just a little bit, so it'll look kind of like a plug that you put in the wall. Those 2 little things are going to slide right in, just like that. And then obviously I'm going to have my countersunk hole for the screw to go into. That's going to tighten down and basically act as an anchoring point. That way the pocket clip doesn't swivel, which is never a good thing. So that's the idea behind the pocket clip that I'm going to be attempting on this knife. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and in theory, or the idea I have in my head, seems like it'll work, so hopefully that's the case. And I will be excited if it works, because then I can do that on some of the other knives that I have in my collection with a wire clip. Because I'm typically not a fan of wire clips just because they're so, you can see right here, they're so wiggly and they turn side to side like that. So that's not that it's a terrible thing, it's just I'm not a fan of it. So definitely going to be creating a custom pocket clip. But let me know down below what you guys think of the Sage 5, the Sage 5 Lightweight, or any Sage 5, I guess. I think it's a beautiful design. I think it looks really good. The ergos are amazing. I think it fits beautifully in hand, which a lot of knives from Spyderco basically meet that criteria. Now this is a lightweight. I haven't even weighed this thing, so I'm curious to see how much this thing weighs. I think it says on the website, but I never really looked at it. But let's see, I'm just curious. So 2.93 ounces. Anything under 4, I'd say, is very lightweight. I'm assuming if it didn't have the full steel liners here, it'd be a lot lighter. But I do like the full steel liners just because it adds more strength, which is something I look for in a knife. Overall, love this thing. I think it's great, and I cannot wait to get this thing out on the water. And again, just a huge, huge shout out to Robert for, again, gifting this to the channel. And really excited to see what I can do with this thing. As always, really, really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the support. And I will see you guys on the next one.